Hello, guys. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening to you, depending on where you are listening from today. My name is Joseph. I am a Microsoft MVP and MCT. If you've not subscribed to this channel and this is your first time here, please hit on the subscribe button. If you've been coming to watch my videos for free today, please just assist this channel by hitting on the subscribe button, because that's very important for the growth of this channel. So today we are going to be talking about how to configure privileged identity management for Microsoft Entra role. So if I come to my lab environment without wasting our time, come here now, and I come to this place. If I look at this guy, is the lab rat guy that I usually make use of. You will see that by default he has no role assigned to him, and then I want to give him the attack simulation administrator role, but I don't want it to be like a permanent assignment. I want him to activate it and justify the reason why he's activating it each time he wants to get the role activated, right? So that's why we want to use the PIM, the Privileged Identity Management for Microsoft Entra role. So having said that, we'll just go by typing cmd.ms, and then that will land us here. And then the first thing we do is to click on the Microsoft Entra. So if we click on the Microsoft Entra and it comes up, so PIM or Privileged Identity Management is easily accessible from the global search. So you can just go to PIM, or you can do PRI. So if you do that and you just take your time to look, you will see Microsoft Entra Privileged Identity Management. So I'm just going to hit on Microsoft Entra Privileged Identity Management. And if I have roles, if I have pending request and all of that, but that's not my major focus on this video. I want to show you how to configure. So you come to Microsoft Entra roles. So if you come to Microsoft Entra roles, this from experience takes like split of seconds to load. This one's come by default and this one just loaded. So you click on the eligibility. So what is there is going to load all the Microsoft Entra role that are supported in PIM, right? For you to select the one, and our target here is going to be on the attack simulation administrator role. So we click on this. So if we have attack simulation administrator role now clicked, so what we do is we now want to do an assignment, right? There's nobody currently in attack simulation administrator role per PIM now, right? So we click on assignment. So if you click on assignment, it's going to bring it up for you to select the users that you want to pick. So usually this take few seconds. Again, you can see it loading resources. So you just have your fingers crossed in split of maybe 15 to 30 seconds. Then it would have been loaded for you. Then you can select on the no member here, just so you can select the member that you want to assign that role to. So I'll click on no member. So if I click on no member, I have the option to either give the role to a user or give the role to a group. But I think it's better to give the role to a group, just so if you want people to pick up the PIM, to have that privileged access, you just simply add the users to that group from maybe Entra ID, or you do that from M365 Admin Center. But for the sake of what we are doing today, I'm just going to leave the group out of it, and I'm just going to do users, right? So I'm going to search for lab rats, which is one of my guys for almost all my labs. So I'm just going to pick on him now, and then I will select this. So when I select this and I click on next, so this will tell me do you want this guy to ever always be able to request and activate PIM, or is it going to be like an engagement that should end after a while? So if you want to check this, by default it's going to take 1 year. So this guy can always activate the role for that 1 year. So I'm just going to say assign. But one thing that is there that you must know is that if the user activates a role, how long should he be able to have that role active? So that is the active assignment, and how long should he stay before that particular assignment expires. So that is what you do when you come to settings. So if you come to settings, which I have clicked, from my experience actually, the response rate from this particular site and activity around PIM just requires a bit of patience from you, so that you don't over click and think that you've not clicked. But from my experience, I know that I've clicked already, and I just have to have the patience to wait. So I'm not going to edit this video, just so you can see how real it is for you, so that when you are trying out your own too, you can know that yes, there are some delays that you can experience in it. So if you've not subscribed to this channel, like I mentioned earlier, please hit on the subscribe button. And if you've not liked this video yet, I think it is time for you to hit on the like button. Now this is what we have here. So by default, it is going to be that activation maximum duration is going to be 8 hours. Then activation on activation require none, and these are the settings. And justification is yes by default. Then approvers, if you are going to like set people who are going to be approving this role, I'm sure this is one of the things we want to look at in the later video, but for this one we just want the user to be able to activate their role and move on. So you can pause the video and look through what is here, but just to save time, I'm going to hit on edit, and I'm going to shift the time to backward, maybe to it can even be brought back to maybe so the minimum time is 30 minutes, which is 0.5 hours, or you can bring it up to maybe 1 hour here, right? That the user should be able to only activate their role for maybe 1 hour or so, and then the role should expire. Because yes, you want to set up attack simulation, an hour is enough, and if you want to spool the report, an hour should be enough for him. But if you want to extend it, you can extend it, but it cannot go beyond 8 hours. That's what I mean, it cannot go beyond 24 hours, but by default it comes by with 8 hours. Okay, so let's just take it back to our 1 hour, and then what is here is required justification. This is where before you can submit it, you must state it that this is what I want to do. If you want to spool report, you can say because I want to spool report. If you want to create new attack simulation, you can say it is because I want to create new attack simulation. So having said that, I'm just going to click on next, and then it's just here. We've already set this to, so we just click on update please, so that we can, so for the notifications and all of that, it's just about who gets to know when this rule is activated. But I think I'm just going straight to the point to see how we can have this user sign in, activate their role. Then talking about the other details, we can have that covered in other video series. So I just want to quickly come here now, and what I want to do is to come to new in private window. So I'm coming in as lab rats, and so I'm just going to do office.com. No, I'm just going to do cmd.ms. So what do I want to do? I want to sign in as lab rat. So I'm just clicking on this just to see how lab rat can activate their role and access the security admin center. So lab rat, this is his email address, and then I'm going to put his credentials now. I hope I typed the correct password. No, I did not. Yes, this should be correct now. Okay, so I'm just going to sign in as lab rat now to go activate the role that I was given by the administrator. So lab rat 2 is just coming into the Entra admin center, and what he would be doing is to also come here and search for privilege, PRI. So when he gets here, he can see privilege identity management, and then he can click on it. So when he clicks on it and it comes to my roles, so when it comes to my roles, so what he sees next is you can see all the roles that he has been assigned, and of course this one is attribute assignments. Oh, it was attribute assignment administrator. I wanted to do attack simulation. So what we'll do is we may just click on activate here for this one, and then what will happen is this one will load, right? So when this one loads, you can see that the maximum duration it can select is 1 hour. So it's just going to click on 1 hour. Now what will happen is it can take it back. It's still loading actually. So reason maximum 500 character. Why he's trying to activate this? So like I mentioned to you, this takes a bit of time, and what I can see here now is that yeah, it has just activated. So if I feel that I don't need up to 1 hour to do what I want to do, I can shift it back. I'm trying to shift it, it's not responding. can do the slider back here, that's it. And then I can do like 0.5, which is 30 minutes, or I can say, okay, let me just go by the entire time given to me. I will just say testing. So it's upon I have written this, let me just take it off, that I can activate this rule. So it's saying this cannot be empty, so I'm going to put it here. Now I'll activate this, right? So it's just going to take stages and then it will be activated. Because I wanted to do attack simulation and I selected attribute assignment administrator, I will still go back to the admin end and then create a new PIM and then activate it on this guy and make him an attack simulation administrator. It may just make the video a bit longer, but this I'm going to move to this other screen because it's just going to pass through this stage to validate and then approve that user's rule. So we are going back to another assignment and then I'm going back to PIM. I'm just going to privilege identity management again and then I'm going to do roles and I will do eligible assignments, and this time I'll have to be very conscious to do attack simulation administrator without making mistakes again. So the same way or the same thing we just did, I want to do another rule for this guy. So I'm just going to do assignments and then the same thing. It will still take some time to load and I will just wait. I don't have option but to wait. Okay, so I think it's loaded. I was the one just not seeing what's happening. So I will just again look for the lab rats, my friend, and then I'm going to select on lab rats. So if I select on lab rats and I click on select, so again if I click on next, it will tell me about the eligibility. I'm not sure I should still be explaining those. So I'm just going to, so when this is done, I'm just going to settings, and then what I want to do is to say he should not state the justification, just so you can see the difference between this and the other one. So come on, man. So I'm going to do edit, and this one I'm going to put it at 4 hours. Okay, I'm going to put it at 4 hours. So this is 8 by default. I'm just shifting it back to 4 hours here, and then require justification I want to say no. Okay, so let me just click on updates, and then we can quickly go to where LabRat is signed in, and then we can go to the PIM rules again and see how many rules we now have there. So once this is saved, I will just bring back my LabRats guy to the screen. Come on. Okay, so that's just trying to update. I will watch for this. I'm just going to bring this one here. So that is done now. So what I will do is I will just come to Entra home, right? Just so I can refresh this browser where LabRat is signed in, and then the next thing I want to do is to search for privilege identity management. So I'm going to Microsoft Entra privilege identity management. So if I come there, I will click on my rules, and it should be 2 now, not 1 anymore. Yeah, it's now 2. So I have attack simulation training. I can click on activate. So if I click on activate again, I will have to wait for this to load up, right? So of course you see that we set 4 hours for it, so it's jumping to 4 hours, unlike the other one that we set a few at a time. I think we set 30 minutes for that one, no, 1 hour for the other one. So for this is 4 hours. Again, this activation icon is going to be grayed out for a while. Just hold your peace and wait for it to load, and thereafter you can click on activate. So additional verification required. So perhaps MFA was turned on for this, so let me just quickly check. I don't know why that is trying to, so let's click on the settings and see what is happening there. So on activation require MFA, yeah, that's why. So we're just going to edit it. Of course we are really experiencing a lot with this, so we're going to put on none. So we just click on update. So that was the reason why the additional information required was same, because of course I will need to do MFA verification, and I'm happy that these things are happening on this video. Like I mentioned, I'm not going to stop this video, I'm not going to edit it, I'm going to give it to you raw so that you can see what's happening. So I'm coming back to attack simulation training, and I may just have to refresh just so it can sync with the change that we made to the MFA on activation. Okay, so I just want to again now come to attack simulation, and I want to hit on this. Okay, so this is now showing that I should activate, so I will just hit on activate. Now I'm expecting it to now work. So yes, the additional information required is already off. Yes, so it's activating, processing request, and then activating your role is done, then validating is done, then activation completed successfully. So what happened next is that this is just going to open the Defender admin center for me, right? So it's just going there, and then let's see what happens next. Okay, so apologies, their role has been activated. So what I just need to do now is to come to security.microsoft.com. So if I go to security.microsoft.com, the next thing I will see is the option to carry out what the rule I was given to carry out, right? So so here, because I was given the role for attack simulation training, I'm just going to have that activated for me. So I don't want to do the tour because I'm rounding off this video now. So I will click on attack simulation training, and of course I can launch simulation and I can do what the admin has given me access to do. So I hope you've been able to learn something from here, and if this video you find it useful, you may want to hit on the like button, and if you've not subscribed to this channel yet, please hit on the subscribe button. Thank you.